When softness becomes your superpower, learning to protect yourself without losing your heart. Welcome to the Soft Girl Era podcast, where we empower and inspire Black professionals, business leaders, and entrepreneurs to embrace their strength, softness, and unapologetic authenticity. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. And today I had the profound honor of sitting down with Ladena Presley, a visionary whose work is transforming how Black women navigate protection, vulnerability, and self love. Ladena's message about women who feel unprotected, learning to become their own protectors, while staying soft with love, compassion, embracing flaws, digging deep within to stay true to themselves, and holding their inner child in profound new ways, is nothing short of revolutionary. She's making the world a better place by giving Black women permission to drop the cape, set boundaries without guilt, and reclaim joy as a birthright. Today, I'm sharing the wisdom from my interview with Ladena Presley, and trust me, you're going to want to lean in. Here's what I know: we've been taught that protection means armor, that safety requires hardness, that if you want to survive in this world as a Black woman, you better toughen up, shut down, and never let them see you sweat. And honestly, that's exhausting. It's also a lie. Because what Ladena Presley shared with me was this: protection doesn't mean hardening your heart. It means cultivating an inner sanctuary where compassion and strength coexist. It means becoming your own protector, not by building walls, but by digging so deep into your truth that no one can shake you. And it means holding your inner child with a tenderness so fierce it rewrites every survival script you've ever been handed. Let me be clear: this isn't about being weak. This isn't about letting people walk all over you. This is about redefining strength on your own terms, flaws and all, and refusing to apologize for choosing softness in a world that taught you survival. So, before we go any further, let me give you the three most important takeaways from my conversation with Ladena Presley. These are the anchors, the truths you need to carry forward, especially if you're a Black woman leader, entrepreneur, or a professional who's been running on empty for way too long. First, embrace your flaws as your superpower. Flaws aren't weaknesses, they're the raw material for authentic power. When you dig deep and reframe them with compassion, you stop hiding and start healing. Your so called imperfections, they're actually the cracks where the light gets in. They're the parts of you that make you human, relatable, and real. And in a world obsessed with perfection, your willingness to own your flaws becomes your greatest asset. Second, become your own protector through inner truth. No external shield needed. You don't need a man, a title, or a bank account to feel safe. You need to constantly explore within, align with who you're meant to be, and fiercely guard your energy. That's the real protection. That's the kind of safety that no one can take away from you. It's built from the inside out and it's unshakable because it's rooted in truth. Third, nurture your inner child with revolutionary softness. Hold that vulnerable part of you with love in ways that defy old survival scripts. Blend tenderness with unshakable resilience. Because the little girl inside you who learned to survive, she deserves to finally feel safe. She deserves to be held, to be heard, to be honored. And when you do that, when you cradle her with the kind of love she always needed, you unlock a power that changes everything. Now, listen, let me tell you why this matters so much. Let me tell you about three Black women who lived this message, who became their own protectors, who embraced their flaws, stayed compassionate, and cradled their inner child with a softness that changed the world. Let's start with Oprah Winfrey, media mogul, philanthropist, global icon. But before all that, she was a little Black girl born in rural Mississippi in 1954 during Jim Crow. into poverty so deep it left scars. She was molested as a child. She felt unprotected in every sense of the word. And when she entered the media industry, racism and sexism demanded she suppress her vulnerabilities, her softness, her emotional openness. The world wanted her to be strong, not soft. But Oprah did something radical. She dug deep. She went to therapy. She embraced spiritual practices. She looked at her flaws, her weight struggles, her emotional openness, and instead of hiding them, she made them her power. She built boundaries, ethical standards for her media empire, and she transformed her pain into purpose. She channeled her inner child wounds into empathetic storytelling on her talk show, creating a space where millions of people felt seen, where they felt heard, where they felt like they mattered. In 2011, she launched the OWN Network. She authored bestsellers like What I Know for Sure. She built a $2.5 billion empire through vulnerable, compassionate authenticity. And in doing so, she inspired millions of Black women to self protect via self love, shifting media toward inclusive narratives. Oprah became her own protector by refusing to harden her heart. She stayed soft and she won. She showed us that you don't have to choose between being vulnerable and being victorious. You can be both. Then there's Serena Williams, tennis legend, entrepreneur, fierce competitor. She grew up in Compton, California, in the middle of gang violence and poverty. She turned survival instincts into athletic dominance, winning 23 Grand Slam titles. But even at the top, she faced racial profiling, like the jeers at Indian Wells in 2001. She faced postpartum health scares that nearly killed her. She faced motherhood pressures and public scrutiny that tested her sense of safety over and over again. And what did Serena do? She embraced her flaws. Her powerful physique that the world criticized, she owned it. Her emotional breakdowns on the court, she didn't apologize for them. She used meditation and therapy to stay true to her compassionate core while setting fierce boundaries. She won the 2017 Australian Open final while pregnant. She launched Serena Ventures, investing over $111 million in diverse startups. She wrote Serena Williams, My Journey to the Slam. Serena redefined what it means to be a Black woman in sports and business. She showed us that you can be soft and strong, vulnerable and victorious. She protected her softness amid adversity, and she empowered a generation to do the same. She taught us that boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges to your best self. That saying no to what drains you is saying yes to what sustains you. And finally, Michelle Obama, former First Lady, author, global influencer. She grew up on the south side of Chicago in a segregated neighborhood. She balanced a law career and motherhood with the pressures of the White House, where racism was relentless, especially during the 2016 election backlash. She felt unprotected in elite spaces that were never designed for someone who looked like her. But Michelle dug inward. In her memoir, Becoming, which sold over 17 million copies, she embraced her flaws. She talked about her infertility struggles. She journaled. She went to therapy. She honored her inner child. And she led with compassionate advocacy, building Higher Ground Productions, launching a podcast that redefined Black excellence with vulnerability. Michelle Obama inspired Black women globally to self protect while embracing compassionate authenticity. She showed us that you don't have to choose between softness and strength. You can be both. You can hold your inner child and still change the world. You can be tender and transformative. You can rest and still rise. These three women, Oprah, Serena, Michelle, they didn't wait for the world to protect them. They became their own protectors. They dug deep. They embraced their flaws. They stayed compassionate. Mike, can you? And they held their inner child with a tenderness that was nothing short of revolutionary. And here's the thing, you can do this too. You don't need a $1 billion empire or a grand slam title. You just need to start. You need to dig deep within yourself and ask, what part of me have I been hiding? What flaw have I been ashamed of? What does my inner child need to hear from me today? Because the truth is, we've been taught to survive. We've been taught to hustle, to grind, to carry everyone else's burdens while neglecting our own. We've been taught that softness is weakness, that vulnerability is dangerous, that protection means building walls so high no one can get in. But those walls, they don't just keep others out, they keep you trapped, they keep you isolated, they keep you from experiencing the fullness of joy, connection, and love that you deserve. Ladena Presley reminded me that protection doesn't mean hardening your heart. It means cultivating an inner sanctuary where compassion and strength coexist. It means learning to say no without guilt. It means setting boundaries without apology. It means resting without explanation. It means embracing healing, wholeness, softness, and emotional honesty. It means choosing yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of reverence for the life you've been given and the purpose you're meant to fulfill. And it means holding your inner child with a love so profound it rewrites every survival script you've ever been handed. It means looking at that little girl inside you, the one who learned to be strong too soon, the one who learned to silence her needs, the one who learned to make herself small so others could feel big, and saying, I see you, I love you, I'm here now, you're safe. So here's what I want you to do. Here's the challenge I'm giving you, straight from the wisdom Ladena Presley shared with me. Start a 5-minute inner child check in ritual every single day. Journal one flaw with compassion, affirm your truth, visualize cradling your younger self. Do it daily to build unbreakable self protection. I know it sounds simple, maybe even too simple, but here's what I've learned. The most powerful transformations don't come from grand gestures. They come from small, consistent acts of self love. They come from choosing yourself over and over again, even when the world tells you to choose everyone else first. They come from the quiet moments when you decide that your peace matters, that your joy matters, that your softness matters. And I want you to feel something during this process. I want you to feel empowered yet tender, seen, safe, and softly unstoppable, ready to nurture your inner world with the same fierce devotion you've been giving to everyone else. Because you deserve that. You deserve to drop the superwoman cape. You deserve to redefine strength on your own terms. You deserve to embrace softness without apology. You deserve to heal in real time. You deserve to protect your peace as a practice, and you deserve to turn your survival into something sacred. This is the soft girl era. This is the sacred pause Black women have been waiting for. It's not a trend, it's a lifestyle rebellion, a deep exhale from the superwoman script, a quiet but powerful return to softness, rest, self trust, and radical joy. And Ladena Presley is leading the way, showing us that we don't have to choose between being strong and being soft. We can be both. We can protect ourselves without losing our hearts. We can embrace our flaws and still be powerful. We can hold our inner child and still change the world. So here's my challenge to you, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. I want you to make a decision. I want you to decide that you are worth protecting, that your softness is sacred, that your flaws are fuel, that your inner child deserves the love you've been giving everyone else. I want you to decide that you will no longer apologize for taking up space, for setting boundaries, for choosing rest, for demanding respect, for being fully unapologetically you. Because the world needs your softness. The world needs your strength. The world needs the version of you that refuses to harden, that refuses to shrink, that refuses to silence the truth burning inside you. Be your own protector, flaw and all. Dig deep, stay soft, love yourself fiercely. And remember, you are not required to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to choose joy. You are allowed to be soft. And when you do, when you finally give yourself permission to be tender and powerful at the same time, you will change everything, not just for yourself, but for every Black woman watching you, learning from you, and waiting for permission to do the same. Go be soft. Go be strong. Go be free.